All right, nerds. I am surrounded by people, and I don't care. I told them what I'm doing, and they know I'm crazy. So, still stuck here at the airport, but imagine this, right? It's January 11th, 1942, and Japanese tanks are rolling down Jalan Ampang. No major battle, no final stand. Why, you may ask? Because the British had already bounced. They fled south towards Singapore in the middle of the night. That's how fast it was. Here's the kicker. Japanese aircraft had dropped leaflets ahead of time, warning locals to remain calm and just surrender. That's how we used to do it back in the day. There was no smart bombs. We warned the people, if you're not a bad guy, get out of the way, and then we bomb the shit out of places. And the leaflets, that's old school psychological warfare, baby. And it worked. People stayed indoors. They were shocked and terrified, as you can imagine. The Japanese Empire was expanding at an incredible rate by this point, and there was just a lot of shock and awe. So this whole lightning campaign was led by General Tomoyuki Yamashita, and his nickname was the Tiger of Malaya. His plan was brilliant. Fast strikes, minimal supply lines, capture enemy fuel and food as they went. The British, meanwhile, had tried a scorched earth policy, blowing up oil tanks and bridges, also very, by the book in this era. But they left behind entire warehouses of supplies. So the Japanese used British rations to feed their army. Just kind of how war works sometimes. Some locals, particularly in the Indian and Malay communities, initially supported the Japanese. Why, you may ask? Because they hoped Japanese occupation would mean freedom from British colonial rule. This is the era where colonialism across the globe is starting to fracture and fall apart, and people are really looking for freedom. So, unfortunately, that did not happen. So, coming up, we're going to talk about the aftermath, the resistance, because that's the real grit of this story. All right? Okay, bye.